A 1 1/4 carat diamond 3-stone ring, $999. And these 1 carat diamond hoop earrings, $599. Macy's one-day jewelry sale Saturday. That's the magic of Macy's.
Tonight, some call it Facebook for Medicine. Patients helping patients online and taking charge of their own care. Medicine Online, tonight on the CBS Evening News.
A reminder before we go, CBS 4 goes all digital on February 18, 2009. Viewers with antennas may lose their signal. For more information, call 888-DTV-2009 or go to cbs4.com/DTV.
That is our news for this Friday. Thank you for joining us. We hope you have a wonderful night.
Don't forget, we are always on at cbs4.com. Right now, here's the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric. Have a great night.
We'll see you at 11.
Tonight, more than 500,000 jobs gone in a single month as the recession takes hold. Another reason, says the president, to bail out the auto industry. I'm Katie Couric. Also tonight, 13 years after he was acquitted of murder charges, O.J. Simpson is going to prison.
It's kind of a bittersweet moment, knowing that that SOB is going to be in jail for a very long time where he belongs.
A new weapon against disease, patients joining forces and sharing intelligence on the internet. And when they found out their company was sold, these employees feared the worst. Instead, they got the surprise of their lives.
This is the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
Good evening, everyone. The numbers are staggering. Jobs vanishing at a rate of 1 every 5 seconds. The Labor Department reported today that unemployment jumped to 6.7% in November as the economy lost 533,000 jobs, the biggest one-month loss in 34 years. We are in a recession, and no one knows how deep it will go or how long it will last. Here's Anthony Mason.
Across the country, in nearly every industry, the country hemorrhaged jobs. With more than 500,000 layoffs in November, we've now lost 1.25 million jobs in just the past 3 months.
These numbers are horrific, and I think we can expect to see some very scary headlines for some time to come.
Construction lost another 82,000 jobs, manufacturing 85,000, and the service sector 370,000. A sign that retailers have cut way back on holiday hiring.
Today's job data reflects the fact that our economy is in a recession.
A recession that is only deepening and likely to take job losses even higher.
Are we talking about an 8% unemployment rate, a 9% unemployment rate?
Yeah, you have to get prepared for 8 and 9% unemployment rate.
Economist Lakshman Achyuthan.
In other words, this could be the worst recession in the post-war World War II period.
Already in this first week of December, AT&T announced 12,000 layoffs.
Was everybody kind of expecting this, you think?
No. Well, no one yes, but the economy. All the other big companies are reducing the workforce.
The drivers of the economy, Achyuthan says, are still downshifting rapidly.
We've been in this recession for a year already. How long can it last?
There's no rules. There's no rules on how long this recession can last. The longest we've seen in the post-war World War II period is 16 months. There's a very good chance this will break that record.
Another 600,000 workers saw their full-time hours cut to part-time in November, as the average number of hours an employee worked in a week fell to a record low. Katie, we haven't seen this kind of job destruction in the economy since 1945.
All right, Anthony Mason. Thank you, Anthony. The tight job market is turning out, meanwhile, to be good for the U.S. military. Cynthia Bowers reports it's making it easier to recruit and keep servicemen and women.
Do solemnly swear. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend.
In downtown Dallas today, new recruits pledge to protect and defend their country.
Against all enemies.
Part of a growing number who find in uncertain times patriotism pays.
Unemployment rates are going to skyrocket, and when you're looking at how bad unemployment rates are, I think you find yourself kind of going, oh, what do I do now?
It's even part of the recruiter's arsenal.
In today's market where jobs are being shed and people are losing their jobs, the Navy is still hiring.
And the pitch may be paying off. The Army led all 4 branches of the military this past year as they exceeded recruiting goals. And it's not just new recruits. The Army also surpassed its goal for retaining men and women already serving by 14%. Today, Kevin Bond signed his re-enlistment papers. The Sergeant First Class could have retired tomorrow after 20 years in the Illinois National Guard.
Until the economy changed and things started to turn around, I'm in it for the long run.
Sergeant Matthew Stern has also re-signed. He says patriotism means more than a paycheck, but admits the Army is a great place to prepare for any career.
You got the benefits at your medical and dental benefits, and you're getting the skills to lead people.
The military says the economic downturn is too recent to be the sole reason behind the recruiting surge, but acknowledges it helps.
What more difficult economic times give us, I think, is an opening to make our case to people that we might not otherwise have. And if we make our case, I think we'll be successful.
Successful recruiting comes at a critical time for a military stretch between 2 wars and for soldiers hoping to secure their country and their own economic futures. Cynthia Bowers, CBS News, Fort Riley, Kansas.
A lot more jobs will be lost if one or all of the big 3 U.S. automakers go under. And President Bush today urged Congress to take action. And there's late word the president's chief of staff, Josh Bolten, was on the phone today with House Speaker Nancy Pelosi talking about a compromise. Meanwhile, Cheryl Atkinson reports company executives were back on the Hill pleading for a bailout.
As the auto executives arrived for a second day of hearings, the sense of urgency grew stronger.
Hey, we're running out of time. I don't know if you sense it as I do, but you're all telling us you're within 25 days of bankruptcy.
Of the $34 billion, the car companies told Congress they could survive with $12 billion in the short term. Chrysler needs $4 billion, and GM needs $4 billion now and $4 billion more at the end of January. Ford says it can manage on its own until at least the end of March.
We believe this is the least costly alternative considering the depth of economic crisis and options we face.
The automakers are also trying to qualify their finance companies as banks to get separate taxpayer money from the $700 billion bailout that's being used to buy bank shares. That didn't sit well with some in Congress.
I mean, you're there to make cars, not to run a banking operation. That's part of the bailout, so you can become a commercial bank? Your job is to make cars.
Another asked whether the automakers have an unfair advantage because they spend so much on lobbying.
There was a report on CBS News last night that you gentlemen have spent roughly somewhere north of $50 million on lobbying fees for the first 9 months of this year. Clearly, you have people that you can afford to represent you in Washington, D.C. Small business can't.
They had no response to that. So where do things stand right now? A majority in Congress probably agrees the car companies should get some sort of public help, but as of tonight, no single path has enough support to get that done. So that's what party leaders are working on. Katie?
All right, Cheryl Atkinson reporting from Washington tonight. Now to the continuing saga of O.J. Simpson. It took a turn today that led right to prison. A judge in Las Vegas gave Simpson, who is 61, what could amount to a life sentence as much as 33 years behind bars. He won't have his first chance at parole until he is 70. Here's John Blackstone.
In handcuffs and shackled, O.J. Simpson stood in the Las Vegas courtroom to make a final plea for leniency before being sentenced.
I am sorry. I didn't mean to steal anything from anybody, and I didn't know I was doing anything illegal.
2 months ago, Simpson was found guilty of kidnapping and robbery. Jurors saw security camera video of Simpson and 5 others carrying boxes through a Las Vegas hotel. Items taken from a sports memorabilia dealer at gunpoint in a confrontation captured on audio tape.
Like you can steal my and sell it. Don't let nobody out here. I thought I was confronting friends and retrieving my property. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all of it.
But Judge Jackie Glass didn't buy Simpson's excuse that he'd just been stupid.
I have to tell you now, it was much more than stupidity.
The defense described this case as payback for what happened 13 years ago when Simpson was acquitted of the brutal murder of his ex-wife Nicole Brown and her friend Ron Goldman. Judge Glass strongly disagreed.
I'm not here to try and cause any retribution or any payback for anything else. I want that to be perfectly clear to everyone.
But Simpson's troubled history hung over the case throughout, and Ron Goldman's family was in the courtroom today as Simpson was sentenced.
We're thrilled. It's kind of a bittersweet moment, knowing that that SOB is going to be in jail for a very long time where he belongs. It was satisfying seeing him in shackles like he belongs.
Simpson's attorneys promise a vigorous appeal, insisting that the jury was influenced by Simpson's notoriety. The jury foreman was quoted as suggesting that Simpson should have been in prison 13 years ago. Still, legal experts say the appeal is likely to be an uphill struggle. Katie?
John Blackstone. John, thank you. A couple of political notes now about the Kennedys. Could another Kennedy be headed to the Senate? CBS News has learned Caroline Kennedy is interested in the seat that will open up when Hillary Clinton becomes Secretary of State. And the Associated Press is reporting that Kennedy has spoken to New York Governor David Paterson about it. His office will only say the governor does not discuss private conversations. Meanwhile, the current Senator Kennedy said today he's stepping down from the Judiciary Committee. Ted Kennedy is fighting brain cancer and said he wants to focus his energy on achieving a breakthrough on health care reform as chairman of the Senate Health Committee. Coming up next, right here on the CBS Evening News, a new approach to fighting illness. Patients helping other patients through the internet.
Tired of morning coming in the middle of the night? Ask your prescriber about 2-layer Ambien CR. The first layer dissolves quickly to help you fall asleep, and unlike other sleep aids, a second dissolves slowly to help you stay asleep. Until you know how Ambien CR will affect you, you shouldn't drive or operate machinery. Plan to devote 7 to 8 hours to sleep before being active. Sleepwalking and eating or driving while not fully awake with amnesia for the event have been reported. In rare cases, severe allergic reactions can occur. If you experience any of these behaviors or reactions, contact your doctor immediately. Side effects may include next-day drowsiness, dizziness, and headache. It's non-narcotic and can be taken for as long as your prescriber recommends. Like most sleep aids, it has some risk of dependency. Don't take it with alcohol. To wake up ready for your day, ask your prescriber for 2-layer Ambien CR.
Discover a new calm for your sensitive skin. Aveeno Ultra Calming Moisturizer. This exclusive formula with natural fever fuel has the power to visibly soothe red, irritated skin in as little as 1 week. Be at peace with your skin with Aveeno Ultra Calming.
What is it? I told you the Wi-Fi doesn't work in here.
No, it's this. What do I do?
This is lunch, not tech.
Yeah, I need you to talk me through it the first time.
You need me to talk you through add water, microwave, strain, and stir.
Whoa. What is that, Japanese?
Hey, how did you become a vice president again?
Well, they didn't want to give me more money, so they gave me a title. Pretty sweet, huh?
Just help him. He's been standing there an hour.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Yeah.
Made fresh from your desk. Cook it, strain it, mix it, love it. New Healthy Choice Fresh Mixers.
Today I found out that my funny bone is sick and that my drug plan's monthly premium changed. So I compared other plans and found similar coverage at a better price.
Now's the time to review and compare Medicare prescription drug plans. And from November 15th to December 31st, you can even change your plan. Call 1-800-MEDICARE or go to Medicare.gov and use the Plan Finder to see options in your state.
Your funny bone is better now.
And so is my prescription drug plan.
In the battle against serious illness, some patients are getting more and more proactive with the help of the internet. They're turning to each other online for advice on medications and treatments. CNN's Dr. Sanjay Gupta, a CBS News contributor, teamed up with our partners at Business Week to examine this new approach as we conclude our series, Second Opinion, Medicine Online.
This is Phyllis and Judy.
This vivacious grandmother, Sheila Engdahl, has always been the life of the party.
So we said, this guy is good for that.
But 10 months ago, she was diagnosed with ALS, an incurable neurological disorder that destroys the body but leaves the brain untouched.
with the moral support of her friend Sue McGovern, she agreed to talk to me.
I was devastated. Devastated that I had, and devastated there was no treatment for it. But
now she has a page on a social network site, but she's not keeping up with friends. She's trying to find a treatment for ALS on a website called Patients Like Me. Conventional wisdom, doctors and healthcare professionals know diseases best, but patients like Sheila know what it's like to live with a devastating illness, and they're not only sharing their experiences, but also driving research into new treatments.
They come home from the doctor, and they might have answered the medical questions well, but the meaning and its impact in their life and what to do with the issues of dealing with an illness are not answered, and they come seeking those answers.
James Haywood and his brother Benjamin founded the website. Their idea? Take the medical records of ALS patients like Sheila, as well as patients with other diseases, and make the information available to everyone else on the site. The goal of this experiment in real time? Revolutionize the way patients get their information.
The first thing you get is really how you're doing relative to the rest of the world. So is my disease progressing fast or slow? You know, what treatments am I on relative to other patients? And so immediately patients know where they stand in the world.
Last year, a small study found that 16 ALS patients benefited by using the drug lithium. Once word got out to the 2,800 people in the ALS community on the website, patients started trying it. A conventional clinical trial that might take years to organize was up and running in a matter of days. The Haywood brothers know from personal experience. Their brother Stephen was diagnosed with ALS at age 29.
The first thing Jamie told me about Belinda.
The research these two MIT-trained engineers launched to try and save his life was the subject of a documentary film and led to the creation of the website. Stephen died 2 years ago.
This is a patient icon.
But his web page is still active, and patients are still able to learn from him.
The collective wisdom of hundreds and thousands of patients really is smarter than any one person, no matter how well resourced you are.
Even as she feels herself weakening, Sheila has hope that the strength of shared experiences will speed the pace of research.
Do you think that something will come about to help you?
I do. I do.
In your lifetime?
Yeah, I do.
Dr. Sanjay Gupta, CBS News, Hull, Massachusetts.
If you'd like to learn more, you can go to cbsnews.com and click on CBS Evening News for all the reports in this series. Still ahead tonight, terrorists tried to turn her into a suicide bomber at the age of 15. Now she's providing a rare glimpse into a growing threat in Iraq.
I have high blood pressure, so when I get a cold, I take powerful cold medicine with the heart. Well, now there's new Quercetin HBP Nighttime for nighttime cold relief with the heart. From the only cold brand that won't raise your blood pressure, Quercetin HBP.
In a national taste test, more people prefer the delicious taste of Progresso over Campbell Select Harvest. How many more people? 7 out of 10. Progresso, what a soup should be.
When you're on treatment for rheumatoid arthritis, everyday things can still be tough to handle. Can you open this? Pull this? Grasp this? Oh, yes, I can. What about you? If you think your treatment isn't helping enough, ask your rheumatologist about Orencia. It's an RA treatment that's proven to make a difference for many patients, including those who weren't helped enough by other treatments, relieving the symptoms of RA and controlling the advance of joint damage.
Do not take Orencia with another biologic medicine for RA due to an increased risk of serious infection. Orencia can cause serious side effects, including serious infections. Certain cancers have been reported. Tell your doctor if you are prone to or have any infection like an open sore or the flu. If you have a history of COPD, a chronic lung disease, Orencia may worsen your COPD.
Tell your doctor about the challenges you face every day with RA. Ask about Orencia and see if you could be saying, oh, yes, I can.
Want to do something special?
Hi, I'm Jeff Katz from Dolphin Carpet and Tile. During these tough economic times, we've slashed our prices to the lowest levels in our history, and I've authorized 18-month no-interest financing. Dolphin Carpet and Tile wants your business. Now is the time to buy.
The mountain is high, we're riding through snow. The Hess truck is moving, just look at it go. Come on and take a Hess ride.
2008 Hess truck. Bright lights, big sounds, a real hydraulic lift, plus a motorized front loader with working bucket. Only $22.99 at Hess stations. Energizer batteries included. Happy holidays from Hess.
Hi, I'm Jeff Katz from Dolphin Carpet and Tile. During these tough economic times, we've slashed our prices to the lowest levels in our history. No reasonable offer will be refused. Dolphin Carpet and Tile wants your business. If you need new flooring, now is the time to buy.
News has learned 5 Blackwater security guards have been indicted for a shooting in Baghdad last year. 17 Iraqis were killed in what witnesses said was an unprovoked attack. Prosecutors are believed to be seeking 30-year sentences for the guards who are contracted by the State Department. Meanwhile, terror groups in Iraq are constantly changing their tactics, and in recent months they've increasingly used women in suicide attacks. Elizabeth Palmer has an exclusive look.
This woman, handcuffed to a gate at a checkpoint, is a human bomb. Suspicious officers immobilized her, jammed cell phone signals that could detonate the explosives, and then carefully removed her suicide vest. She turned out to be 15-year-old Rania Al-Ambaki, and her story is an increasingly common one. She comes from Bakuba, an al-Qaeda hotspot just north of Baghdad. It's a recruiting ground for women suicide bombers responsible for so much of the recent carnage in Iraq. Last year, there were 8 women bombers. So far this year, 35. Today, our CBS crew traveled up to Bakuba to meet Rania in jail.
I now thank God I didn't get blown up.
Rania told police she had no idea the vest was a bomb. Family members, including her husband, she said, had helped her put it on. Police think they may have drugged her and meant to blow her up by remote control.
They told me it was a kind of medical vest for back pain.
General Abdul Karim Khalaf helped interrogate Rania. She has a low IQ, he says, and is a vulnerable teenage girl.
Why all of a sudden did there seem to be lots of women?
Al-Qaeda uses these people, the mentally ill, children and very young women. This shows Al-Qaeda is failing.
Al-Qaeda is using women bombers because it works. In a conservative Muslim society, they're less likely to be searched, and there's a shortage of female security agents to do the job. As for Rania, she lived to tell a tale that helped police arrest her husband. But her aunt, who's the suspected ringleader, is still on the run. One of a new breed of Iraqi women turned key players in the ruthless business of terrorism. Elizabeth Palmer, CBS News, Baghdad.
In Washington, the Supreme Court agreed today to decide whether the government can hold so-called enemy combatants in the United States without charging or trying them indefinitely. Ali Al-Mari contends he must be allowed to fight his detention in court. The government accuses Al-Mari of being an al-Qaeda agent. He's been held without charge since being arrested 3 months after 9/11. Still ahead, your company is sold and the boss calls you in. What happens next? You won't believe it. They couldn't. Steve Hartman's Assignment America in a moment.
I'm Mark Goldston, Chairman and CEO of Net Zero. All internet providers take you to the same internet, so why pay more to get there? Net Zero is only $9.95 a month, and we give you a 30-day money-back guarantee. Call 1-800-NET-ZERO or visit netzero.com.
We've added a new wood-fired grill to every Red Lobster, a grill master in every kitchen, and created a new wood grill menu with 14 entrees done over the wood fire to bring out the natural flavors of our new lobster, shrimp, and scallops mixed grill, and give a subtle hint of the wood fire to our new sirloin and shrimp. Wood-fired grilling, a whole new way to love seafood, now at Red Lobster.
Well, are you going to pick it or not? It's not ready yet.
Kim and Richard Smucker grew up learning that you have to pick fruit at the peak of perfection if you want jam to taste extra delicious.
It's getting close.
For 5 generations, with a name like Smucker's, it has to be good.
Tired of morning coming in the middle of the night? Ask your prescriber about 2-layer Ambien CR. The first layer dissolves quickly to help you fall asleep, and unlike other sleep aids, a second dissolves slowly to help you stay asleep. Until you know how Ambien CR will affect you, you shouldn't drive or operate machinery. Plan to devote 7 to 8 hours to sleep before being active. Sleepwalking and eating or driving while not fully awake with amnesia for the event have been reported. In rare cases, severe allergic reactions can occur. If you experience any of these behaviors or reactions, contact your doctor immediately. Side effects may include next-day drowsiness, dizziness, and headache. It's non-narcotic and can be taken for as long as your prescriber recommends. Like most sleep aids, it has some risk of dependency. Don't take it with alcohol. To wake up ready for your day, ask your prescriber for 2-layer Ambien CR.
Beneath these sands is one of the largest oil finds ever, and it is about to be tapped. What does it mean for you? 60 Minutes, Sunday.
Fridays are becoming the worst day of the week in this financial crisis, the day so many workers are finding out they won't be coming back on Monday. That's what the employees of an Illinois company were fearing, but their story takes an amazing turn in Steve Hartman's Assignment America.
If you're a selfish, overpaid CEO currently running your company into the ground, listen closely to this story. It may save your soul. Peer Bearing is an international $100 million a year company headquartered outside Chicago. Here, corporate executives don't need Congress to tell them how to cut costs.
I thought you said you're VIP of Motel 6.
Super 8, but they...
Super 8, pardon me, Super 8.
It's been a simple, family-owned company since 1941. Lawrence Spungen, his wife Florence, and their children say they've had a ball in the bearing business. Lawrence especially seems to care so much more about people than profits.
You're one of my favorite guys here, are you kidding?
I mean, when was the last time your company president said this about you?
He's my buddy. Are you kidding? I love this guy.
When was the last time you said this about your company president?
They treat us like one member of their family.
How can you not have loyalty to the people who've got you to where you are today?
It's an obligation.
To that end, not long ago, a memo went out to all of Peer Bearing, all 230 employees. The Spungens had accepted an offer to sell the company, and everyone was to gather in the cafeteria.
I had no idea it was coming, no. I had no idea.
No clue.
Didn't sound good, though.
I'm afraid of to lose my job, you know.
Fortunately, the new owners had agreed to keep everyone. No one got a pink slip, but everyone got a white envelope.
And when I opened it up, oh, I got a big surprise in my life.
Inside?
The biggest check I received from the company.
Golden parachutes for everyone.
Woo! Tell them how much you got. Go ahead, you can tell them. Well, it's split into 2 payments of $100,000.
$100,000, and that's just for him.
$100,000. Whoa.
Amounts vary depending on how long you work for the company, but everybody got something.
I started a little college fund for my children.
I hold my home out of foreclosure.
In all, the Spungens gave out $6.6 million, about a fifth of the total proceeds from the sale.
So I can go home at night and be proud of what we as a family have done.
Certainly, the Spungens deserve to sleep well, even if it is at a Super 8.
And they travel coach, by the way, coach.
Not only do they fly coach and stay at Super 8s, but the executives at Peer are also sometimes expected to share rooms when they're on the road.
God bless the Spungens.
I
That's
know.
what I say. What will they do now?
Well, they have other companies, and they're workaholics, kind of, so they'll find things to do and products to make and people to keep employed.
Isn't it nice people like that are still
Yeah.
around? A happy economic story for a
Yeah,
change.
I
How
know.
often do you see that?
That's what I liked about it, yeah.
Yeah, so tell us about next week.
Okay, next week. Just the right Christmas present can change a person's life forever. Meet a man who got a set of Legos at age 5 and built a career out of them. That story next Friday night.
All right, thanks, Steve. You gave us a good way to end the week.
Thank you.
Thank you. And that is the CBS Evening News for tonight. I'm Katie Couric in New York. Thank you for watching this week. I'll see you again on Monday, and until then, have a terrific weekend. Good night.
All
Tops this Thursday through Sunday at Dolphin Stadium. It's an RV liquidation show and sale. This is your best chance to save up to 40% off on a huge selection of new motorhomes from Gulfstream and Tiffin, and a great selection of certified pre-owned RVs, some up to 40% off. Names like Fleetwood, Monaco, Winnebago, and Allegro. Plus, bank repos. The bank's loss is your gain at this show. All must be liquidated with savings up to 40% off MSRP. It's the RV liquidation show and sale at Dolphin Stadium this Thursday through Sunday.
Oprah lands in Hollywood, George Clooney's star-studded bash, plus Donnie Marie's Christmas show and a TV star's secret laser treatment. E.T. in HD is next.
This holiday season, the Florida Lottery is back with something big. The all-new Holiday Millionaire Raffle, where 9 lucky players will each win $1 million, while over 1,000 others will win anywhere from $500 to $50,000. Plus, this year, Holiday Millionaire Raffle tickets are limited, so your odds of winning $1 million are the best yet. But hurry, because when they're gone, so are your chances to win. The Holiday Millionaire Raffle from the Florida Lottery. Get one for you. Get one for a gift. Just get one today.
Entertainment Tonight and The Insider in high definition.
Oprah lands in Hollywood and tops the power list.
It feels really good.
Find out who's in and who tops whom.
Then, real or rumor, is George Clooney on the move to London? Is A-Rod finally on the record about Madonna? And did Miley get a divorce from her mom and dad? Jennifer, Angelina, Hallie, and Kate. People Mag reveals who's sexy forever.
She owns her figure on the red carpet.
And find out which 63-year-old star wowed the most.
When she turned up on vacation in a red two-piece, she definitely got a lot of positive attention.
Your first look at what could be the Bush's post-White House mansion. The 8,500 square foot Texas Palace. And Laura reveals secrets from inside the White House.
The dining room and the kitchen were added by Jackie Kennedy.
Secrets and lies from Donnie and Marie's Christmas Spectacular.
The opening song is really kind of cool. It's a song I wrote. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle. I think people will love it. It's catchy.
The holiday speed round and Marie's new man.
I just want to thank you, Rich, for getting dressed up to see us tonight.
And in tonight's blind item, which star of television's The Office had top secret laser treatments?
Let's get ethical, ethical.
Now, the most watched entertainment news magazine in the world.
Your hour of entertainment news with ET and the Insider in high definition begins right now. Hi, everybody. I'm Mark Stein.
And for Mary Hart, I'm Thea Andrews.
Oprah lands in Los Angeles and tops one of the most coveted lists, Hollywood's most powerful women. Hair down, hand on her hip power pose. O is #1 and talking to our Kevin Fred.